Guys, what up? Mama Bear here. Just sending some love out to you all today. I was just sitting here talking to my brother, and I had a memory pop into my head and into my heart, and I really wanted to share it. For those that don't know, Brian, the love of my life, my best friend, my soulmate, my gift from God as a divine, perfect husband, Brian, is my second marriage. My first marriage was 8 years, and I got married way too quick. We were not in a relationship long enough, and we both were unable to communicate effectively, and we had a lot of maturing and growing. We're still friends today, and have a love and respect for each other that will last a lifetime, even if we never speak again, and we are both in agreement to that. So that being said, this story is about my first marriage. I had grown up with a stepfather in my life ever since I was 5 years old. He entered my world like a truck rolling after a drinking and driving accident, rolling truck on a gravel road. That's how he came into my life, and that's kind of how he left my life. So alcoholic and then a dry drunk. I don't know. Anyway, one of the things about him that I always claimed, he was in my life as my stepfather for 31 years before he decided that he was no longer willing to partake as my father or a father figure or a human being that was in my life. He no longer needed my love, basically. Our soul contract was complete, and we separated our ways. However, I've felt many emotional up and downs having him as my father, and most of them have brought me a lot of sorrow and pain, a lot of suffering that I felt was unjust. But going forward, now that I've healed from most of that pain, and I've faced it and gone through counseling and had different healing sessions and found the love of Jesus, all of those things helped me move past the pain and the suffering I had gone through. So I always claimed that as my stepdad, he was father of the year. Oh my God, that is so wrong. Backwards. That's Brian. Brian's father of the year. Thank you. But anyway, my stepfather, he was, this is my claim to fame for him. This is my, if I were to get to choose one sentence or one statement about him at his funeral, this is what I would say. On his tombstone, this is what I would write. He was the asshole of the year. The whole year, he would be an asshole. Or he was the hero of the day. And there was absolutely no in between. To love my stepfather was to love a mountain. You can climb endlessly, but there will be suffering, there will be pain. It will be cold, it will be hard, but at the end of the day, you're still hugging a rock. And that's what it'll be forever. And when that soul contract was complete, my love was no longer needed, I was set free to begin my healing. And again, this is the story that popped up today that I want to share with you, now that you have a little insight of the person. So in my first wedding, I did everything traditional. I wanted it to be perfect, my princess fairy tale wedding. I did the something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new, and for something borrowed, I was going to wear my aunt's wedding dress, and I was really excited about it. It saved me money, for myself because I'm a frugal hippie. Back then I was a frugal country girl. I went to go get this dress from my aunt so that I could get it altered. And my aunt told me that she had already given it to me and that she no longer had it in her possession. And if I am saying I didn't have it, then I must have stolen it. That blew my mind so far out of the water. I didn't even know what to say. Where did that even come from? Like, that was the most confusing thing. Like, I just came to pick up the dress so I could go get it altered. My wedding is coming. I don't know what you're talking about. And so I left there just shattered, just devastated, because I was so excited and honored to wear her dress, and I was just really looking forward to it. I guess I had built up expectation in my mind of what the day would be, the illusion of control, the control I tried to have over the day and the planning. And I guess, like, when I left there, I called my mom, probably just heartbroken. It was like a month before the wedding or weeks before the wedding, and now I don't have a dress. And like, I just felt like, at the time I felt like there was a lot of things going wrong. Like, now I can see that it was like red flags, like maybe don't get married, eh? But the color of the tuxedos came in wrong, and it was just crazy. The flowers, I paid for stargazing lilies. The lady, I paid her off before the wedding, and at the wedding she hit up my ex-husband for more money, and so she got us. And when she got there, my flowers were half dead and half silk, and I specifically told her I did not want silk, and she specifically told me she could get me stargazing lilies, and then she showed up without them. So I was really devastated. And with that those details, and this wedding dress thing was just the thing that pushed me over the edge. And so I was like, I'm not getting married. I'm done. I'm just crushed. And I went home. I hung up with my mom. I went home, or after I got home, and I went outside, because when I need to release emotion, I do some physical activity to let that go, so I can vent and rant and figure out how I feel, because I need to identify my emotions. Back then I didn't have as good of coping skills as I do today. Today I use the R factor. It's actually by Mark Goldstein. It's called Oh Fuck to Okay. So I use that to be able to process my emotions more quickly. But then the coping skill I was using was to pull weeds from the garden. I had flower beds that were overgrown, so I took this time to go pluck weeds, and in the process it started to downpour, so I was completely covered in mud and drenched, but I was still out there pulling weeds because I was so angry that I was not done ranting and raving and just being upset, acting like a toddler. I now have a coping skill for that. I use the 24-hour rule. I learned that from a good buddy, Amy. So I'm able to process and move forward a lot quicker. But at that day, my stepdad, this is where I tell you, like, hero of the day. Let me tell you, this is such a beautiful story. He showed up, and I remember in his big Dodge truck, and he said for me to get my ass up out of the dirt and go in the house and change and get ready, because he was going to take me to Lansing to buy me a wedding dress, because he was not going to let this ruin my future, my life, my everything that I wanted. Just like that, he was going to be the hero. And so I went in and I took a shower. I just rinsed off all that mud, just bawling my eyes out now because he's not ever this kind to me, ever. So I'm going to shine in this moment and allow it. And so I got in the vehicle and my mom came and we went to Lansing. And when we got there, it was like such a Cinderella story because he told them I could have any dress in the place that I wanted, and there was no limit. The sky was the limit. And so I got the most beautiful dress with the most beautiful train, and it had the most beautiful gems on it. And it was just amazing how he could just step in and just help me through that horrible, traumatic time, like to just be that Batman for me. I guess he was able to be Batman. He saw the symbol in the sky and came flying in to make everything better. And it's just cute because in that moment I felt so loved by him, and that's all I ever wanted was for him to love me, for him to see that I was an awesome person. And I craved that attention, and he lived with me, and I never felt it. He wouldn't give it to me, and so I suffered in silence. I remember sitting in the truck and I would just ask him about his day, like, hey, how's your day? And I didn't even care. Like I didn't give a frick about anything he was talking about. Nothing he said really mattered to me. I couldn't tell you today what he was talking about because I just would gaze out the window and ice over. Like I didn't care, but because I wanted time with my dad, like I would just ask him something so he would talk to me so that we could conversate. And every once in a while, you know, like he would say something that would spark up a conversation. But I don't know, you know, it's when you are in pain and you're suffering, that's what you spread to other people. And I lived that way for 31 years. I lived 31 years fighting and begging and pleading and asking and hoping and trusting and wanting. I wanted to believe that love between us existed. I wanted to believe, but why couldn't it be there? I wanted to believe so bad. Asshole of the year or hero of the day. No in between. So when you don't think that what you do is mattering, when you don't think that where you're pushing your pain, where you're being unkind, when you think that it doesn't matter, or you just think that the person will get over it, you just think that you're giving them years of trauma. You could be giving them PTSD. You could be crushing their whole insides. You could be just killing their soul. So don't be a douche. Stop being a dick. Don't be unkind. Quit claiming you're a fucking asshole. None of those things are bringing us closer together. They are dividing us and separating us. Stop using that language. Fuck. Instead, let Mama Bear tell you, use words like kindness and joy and unconditional love. Do you think it's easy to love everybody on the planet unconditionally? Because if you do, I fucking bet you to try. Come on, let's see what you got. I dare ya. Come on, I double dare ya. Yup, for a challenge, this is the fucking ice bucket challenge. This is the cinnamon challenge. This is the challenge of a lifetime. Are you up for it? Oh, love unconditional, because that's the only reason we're here. Let people love you. Let people in. Spread kindness, spread love, spread joy. Follow my 3 rules. Thank you, B, for these 3 rules that I now follow. Follow them with me. Feel safe. in every moment. Are you feeling safe right now? Do you feel safe where you are? Do you feel safe to be who you are, who God's calling you to be? Are you safe? Because if you answered no, it's time to change things. I always make sure I feel safe. That is my number one rule. For the rest of my life, I will follow that. Number 2, not doo-doo. Number 2, comfortable. Look at me, dude, look at me. I am laying here on the couch with my dog behind me, with my foot kicked up, with Izzy in front of me on the monitor. I do not have a bra on. I'm in my pajamas. I have not showered today. I do not have makeup on. I don't care. And if you do, oh well, shame on you. I'm Key Mama, and my love is beautiful and golden, and you are worthy of unconditional love, and I will give that to you. And if you can't give that to me, I wouldn't have been able to love you anyway. So blessings be to you. Mama Bear loves. Anyways, if you're the rest of the world who wants love, what up? I went off on a tangent and I forgot. Oh yeah, comfortable, number 2. And number 3 is joy. Feel complete and total joy. Joy in your heart, mind, body, and soul. Because if you're not laughing, who is? Like, come on, you gotta laugh. We all have differences. We all have struggles. Like, that's what makes humans unique. Stop punching people in the face because they do it different than you. Just because they do it wrong, it does not make your ass right, okay? Come on. Think you need to breathe. Hello. If you haven't heard from them, go listen. Need to breathe. Start with difference maker, okay? Need to breathe, difference maker. That's me, that's you, right? Come on. Anyway, Mama Bear loves safe, comfortable, happy. Joy. Feel joy. Happiness. Joy. Same, different, same. I love you so much. I've ranted long enough. Hopefully when you're watching this, I'm still alive and I'm still here. These are my footprints I'm leaving for you. My Izzy Bear, my Cassie Bear, my treasure bear, I love you. And all of you that are watching, Mama Bear loves forever. This love is eternal. So whether I'm here or whether I'm gone, you are beautiful and our love carries on. We are love alive, yo. Cupcake dance. Mwah!